YouTube channel right after. So what I want to talk about today, and before I do, I'm going to formally introduce myself to anyone that doesn't know me. My name is Rocio Iglesias. I'm a Platinum 2000 in the DTR organization, and I've been in this platform for a little bit over 2 years, actually 2 years and a week. And I've learned so many things these past 2 years. And I really believe that there are certain things that make people successful. And I don't know if you've ever heard about the book Think and Grow Rich, but this book lays down the principles that you need to follow to become successful. Okay, and I will drop some value. I have literally the book here. And I want every single person that's here to be here. I want you to take notes on what I'm about to say. I want you to drop the phone, leave it somewhere else, cut out all distractions, and really take notes. Grab a blue pen, grab a notebook, and let's be here and let's learn something today, right? We didn't hop on this call to stay present. We hopped on this call to learn something. So the two major topics that I'm going to speak about today are decisions and opinions. All right, we're going to talk about decisions and opinions. And if you are in my Puerto Rico organization, maybe you heard a little bit of what I'm about to say today, but it's never too bad to engrave this in your mind. All right, you guys should know this information just like you know your name. All right, and the day that you know this information just like you know your name is the day that basically you're reprogrammed. All right, and I'm going to speak about chapter 8, Think and Grow Rich. Decision. It's the longest chapter in the book and the most important chapter that I've ever read, that I read, and that I listen to every single day. Guys, the opposite of procrastination is decision. The opposite, the complete opposite. How do you kill procrastination? Making a decision, making a committed decision. And why is this important, ladies and gentlemen? Because you made a decision to join I Am. You made a decision maybe to launch I Am. It's very different. You made a decision to be a leader. You also made the decision to go out and impact people. And it's very important for you to stay committed to that decision. There is a big difference between committing to a decision and contributing to a decision. There's a super huge difference between commitment and contribution. I'm going to give you a funny analogy on how it is that you decided once, but now you need to understand if you're contributing or you're committing to that decisions that you want to make. So right now, I just had breakfast, like 30 to 40 minutes ago, late breakfast. And I had, in that breakfast, I had ham, and then I had an egg. And where is she going with this? Guys, the chicken contributed towards my breakfast. She laid down the egg, and then I was able to eat amazing eggs. I should be a chef by now, right? But then the ham, the turkey ham, that turkey made a commitment to be on my breakfast. Are you guys following me? One of them contributed, the other one made a commitment. When you make a commitment, it's not, guys, it's yesterday on the training, what does it take? Whatever it takes, right? You need to commit to your decisions and you need to stick to them. See, it's also in this book, and write this down, take notes on this, that successful people make committed decisions quickly. Successful people make decisions quickly. And definitely, what does definitely mean? That they don't change them. And they rarely change the decisions that they make. And some of you might ask, Rocio, but how is it that someone can make a decision on the spot and not change it and not be afraid that maybe they don't have all of the information? Successful people know that it'll all work out. Successful people know that it doesn't matter how, they're going to go through, they're going to make it through, they're going to make it work. That's why they make decisions very quickly and rarely change them. See, when I saw this information, It was probably 1 a.m. in the morning. And I just said, like, okay, let's go. Boom. And I started. And I am 2 years ago. And I never quit. And I never changed my decision. I said once I'm going chairman, and I have not changed my decision or modified it. I'm sticking to my decision. And that's why it's going to come about. Now, we have on the other side unsuccessful people, failures. And those are the complete opposites. Guys, I saw a meme yesterday. It's the 90-day I'll think about it plan. Who saw that? The 90-day I think about it plan. And the right before picture is a person without money. And the after picture is a person without money. Guaranteed, 100%. Guys, there are people that you spoke to months ago and they're still thinking about it. They still haven't made the decision. They still haven't made, and then they join your business, and a week later they're like, I don't think this is for me. I think I'm just gonna go to e-commerce. 2 weeks later, they're like, you know what? I don't think e-commerce is for me. I'm just gonna go into real estate. Boom, 2 weeks pass, and you know, I don't think real estate is for me. I think I'm just gonna stick to a job. And they took 7 years to make a decision. And then they switched it and switched it and switched it and switched it. Guys, imagine that Michael Jordan would have just been, instead of focusing on one sport, he would have gone to soccer, he would have gone to baseball, he would have gone to golf. Would he be the best of the best of the best? Do you truly believe that the jack of all trades becomes a master of one? No, he becomes the master of none. And it's very important for all of us to understand that you need to commit to your decision and never change them. No, it doesn't matter how hard it gets. It doesn't matter how the lack of information that you have. You made a decision and you're going to stick through it. It's so important. And I'm going to jump into opinions here because opinions a lot of times change our decisions. See, some people ask their mom if they should join IM. Why would you ask your mom? What does she know about $1 million? What does she know about network marketing? What does she know about trading? Why would you base your decision off of someone that doesn't have what you want? If you take the opinions of someone, you have to be willing to literally exchange your bank account with that person, your love life with that person, your lifestyle with that person. Think about it. Who are you listening to? Be real with yourself. Who are you listening to? Because the words that you're allowing to dictate your decisions are going to be the words that are going to literally dictate your future. And this is so important. It says in the book that you need to select your mastermind. But you need to select this mastermind with people that have your same purpose. Who's my mastermind? Mr. Anthony Waseska, Marian Lantigua, Veronica Casal, Sylvia Quinones, Dominique, Jared Austin, Scotty Hus. We all have the same purpose. We all have the same vision. So it's very hard for me to get out of track because the people that I'm surrounding myself with, the people that I actually value their opinions, my peer group. And what is a peer group? Write this down. You need to identify this in your life. A peer group is people that you are emotionally attached to their opinion of you. See, the reason I never quit school is because I'm emotionally attached to my mom's opinion about that. And I'm aware of it. But you need to be very picky and you need to be very aware of who's in your peer group and then select, hand pick individuals that are going to be in your mastermind group, in your peer group, and that are going to have the same vision as you. Because it's very, very easy to make decisions against your purpose when no one that's around you is speaking on it in a good way, when no one around you has the same purpose. You need to be very aware of it. Guys, I asked my Puerto Rico team this question, and it's a funny question, but I really want you to think about it. Let's say that Isaac one day looks at me and he starts telling me, you're blonde. Rocio, you're blonde. Rocio, you are blonde. Your hair is blonde. Bro, you're blonde. Quick question. Can you type it in the chat? Does Isaac's opinion about my hair change my hair color? Type it in the chat. Does Isaac's opinion about my hair change my hair color? I see a lot of people are saying no, 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 no. Oh, but it could actually. Because if I listen to Isaac and I let him make me believe that my hair is blonde, I might go tomorrow to, well, not tomorrow because it's all closed, but I might go out and paint my hair blonde. If I decide to listen to him and I believe what he's saying, he's like, you know what? Maybe I am blonde. Maybe I should be blonde. Maybe I need to get my hair dyed. And then something that was obvious that wasn't no, like you saying that my hair is blonde doesn't make it blonde, suddenly made me blonde because I let his opinion affect the belief of what it is that I have. Your business doesn't work. That thing doesn't work. You've been in it 5 months and you're still not a platinum 1000. You've been in it a year and you're still not making 10 grand a month. You've been in it 2 years and you're still at a 2000. Yo, their opinion does not change my hair color. So their opinion will not change my vision. Their opinion will not change my purpose. It just won't. I will not allow it. And it's very important for us to understand. I started a hashtag with my Puerto Rico squad, hashtag no escucha el panadero, basically hashtag don't listen to the baker. And this is very important because a lot of you, maybe you've been in this industry, maybe you've been in this company for less than a month, 2 months. Guys, you need to expect that you can't speak about big ideas next to small-minded people. Does that make sense? Like if you try to talk about $1 million a day to someone that has only seen $2 a day all of their life, it's not even going to be able to be understood by their paradigm, by their way of thinking. So it's completely normal that you're going to get criticized. It's completely normal that people are just going to try to give you their opinions, but their opinions, their experience, their view on life, their purpose does not affect yours at all. It shouldn't. And I want you guys to really imagine this scenario with me. So let's say we are in a surgery room and we have a patient open right there in the middle of the table. This patient is open and we're doing surgery and you're the one holding the scalpel. You're the one doing the surgery. And to your right, you have a surgeon. You have a surgeon to your right, but to your left, you have a baker. This dude bakes bread, has been baking bread his whole life. And see, he also happens to have binge watched Grey's Anatomy. By the way, I'm stealing this. The Grey's Anatomy part is just amazing. So this baker has been watching Grey's Anatomy his whole life. Who here has watched Grey's Anatomy? Yo, you truly believe that you can become a doctor after you see that series? Thanks to that series, I decided I didn't want to be a doctor actually because I didn't want that life. But we're performing surgery on this patient, and to the right we have the surgeon saying cut here, but to the left we have this baker that he thinks he knows because he saw Grey's Anatomy. He's like, no, you gotta cut here. Who would you listen to? Who would you listen to? You're performing surgery and you have a surgeon to your right and a baker that has watched all of Grey's Anatomy to the left. That they think they know what's going on. That they've seen a TV show. That they've heard something. I hope you guys see where I'm going with this. Who are you going to listen to? There's 81 people on this call. Who would you listen to? The surgeon or the baker? Let's see. Who would you listen to? If you listen to the baker that thinks he knows what he's talking about because he saw this thing, he heard this thing, you're going to kill that patient. You're literally just going to kill a life. If you listen to the surgeon, the person that went to med school for years, the person that invested time, effort, experience, if you listen to the surgeon, you might save the patient. See, the patient right now, it's not a person. The patient is your purpose. The patient is your life. The patient is your why, your goal, your big goal. If you listen to the baker giving you opinions about your purpose, on how you should do certain things, on the way that you should be acting. If you listen to the baker on what it is that you should be doing to get you closer to that higher self of you. We all have a higher self. You know, this amazing version of ourselves that we once came up with, and that's just like, you know, I see her all red bottoms, getting out of the Lambo. That's my higher version, right? I think you guys can see it too. If I listen to the baker and his opinion about how it is that I should operate to get closer to that version of me, I'm going to kill that version of me. But if I listen to the surgeon that has exactly the results that I want, if I listen to the surgeon that has all of the experience that I need to get closer to my goal, which was saving the patient, aka saving your purpose, living your purpose, giving life to your purpose. Guys, if you listen to the correct person, you will become that you want to become. But if you listen to other people that think they know what they're doing, oh, I'm an accountant, I know about Forex. Bro, what do you know about Forex? Who are you going to listen to? And what opinions are you going to take day in and day out? Just one story, and I'm going to remove myself out of the way. Guys, my parents did not know I was doing I Am until months in, when they saw that I wasn't really participating in all of the family activities. And I was literally, I flew to Puerto Rico and I wasn't even with them. I was working my business. By the way, sacrifice is the only thing that'll get you to where you want to go. Nothing good comes for free, right? So my mom, she's been in corporate America her whole entire life. And I cannot assume that she's going to understand what it is that I'm doing. But she kept like, you know, Rocio, you're afraid of the dark because you have no idea what's in there. So she was obviously trying to protect me because she didn't know the industry. She didn't know what I was doing, right? So she constantly was like, Rocio, you know, be careful, but your grades. And she was very concerned about my grades because, you know, if your parents are just like mine, or we have the same parents probably, they're like, you know, you got to get good grades, get a diploma, then get a job. You know, that's like it in life. That's how you're supposed to live. So my mom, that's what she did, you know? And she went to, I don't know how to say this in English, but she's the one that takes your blood, right? She studied for that. If any of you know the name, put it down in the chat. She studied for that. And it's important for you to know that. So guys, one day my mom was like, Rocio, we need to talk. And I was like, damn. So we sat down, and I want you to listen, because like, if you truly believe that all of the leaders, you know, we have it all figured out and everyone supports us, like you're lying to yourself. Like, no one supported us, and still a lot of people don't support us, but our belief in ourselves, and God. But so she sits down and she's like, starts asking me all of these questions, and like, what's Forex? And it's a scam, it's a pyramid. And bro, I was a Platinum 1000 at this time, so I knew how to handle objections. So I started literally closing out my mom. I started handling objections like a pro. I had gone on YouTube and learned how to handle all of them. And then she stopped, and she's like, but your grades. And I'm like, Mom, the day that I give you less than a B, you can come at me. No, I'm a straight A student. And then she was like, Rocio, but you've been in it a year. And like, I see you working too much. And I don't see you having the results that you told me you wanted to have. And then I sit my mom down. I did this, I swear. I can't make this shit up. I sit my mom down, and I'm like, Mom, when you went into, I'm going to say med school, right? Because it wasn't medicine, but let's see. Yeah, I can't say that word, blah, blah, whatever that is. So she went to that school, and I was like, Mom, did they let you take someone's blood in your first week? And she's like, no. Did they let you take someone's blood in the first 6 months? And she's like, no, I might, you know, like, fuck up their vein, and I might hurt them. I'm like, okay. Mom, did they let you take someone's blood being a year in this, or did they let you do it when you graduated? And she's like, when I graduated, when I had tons of practice. And I'm like, perfect. Why haven't I had $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 day on Forex and withdrew? because my job here is not to make money quickly. I'm learning how to operate on a $6.6 trillion market. And if I don't learn how to properly operate, my money's going to be gone. And just like it took her 2 years to be able to touch a patient, it should take me a while for me to be able to operate on a market, for me to be able to properly operate on a business owner side. Guys, it takes time to become a business owner. And I just wanted to tell you this because, like, if you have people that doubt you, understand that their opinions don't make you blind. So their opinions won't shift your purpose. Understand that a thief will never come into a house. Listen to what I'm going to say. This is the last thing. A thief will never come into a house that has nothing good for them to steal. Listen to this. If you're doing something else, listen. Would a thief come into your house if you have nothing for them to steal? No. Okay. So let's say that you're the house and that your purpose is a diamond that's in the middle of the house. I don't know what you believe in here. I don't know what you believe in here, guys. But I truly believe that the thief is the devil. And that the closer you are to figuring out that in the middle of your house you have a big diamond, the louder he's going to get. And the thief is going to want to steal it with everything. He's going to want to steal it with your own voice. He's going to want to steal it with your mom's voice. He's going to want to steal it with your spouse's voice. He's going to go out to get you. Because you have a big ass diamond in the middle of your house. You have a big purpose in your life. And the moment that you take someone else's decision, you say goodbye to your purpose. Because you decided that a baker was going to dictate how you were going to deal with your life. Be very stubborn when you make decisions, especially when it comes to your purpose. Because at the end of the day, my mom was not going to pay my bills for the rest of my life. My future husband is not going to pay my bills for the rest of my life. My future kids won't. I don't want them to be paying bills. I don't want kids working. It's my life. It's my responsibility. It's my purpose. And no one else is going to dictate what it is that I do, how I do it, or how I think about how it is that I'm doing it, because I made a decision and I didn't care about opinions. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to remove myself out of the way. And I'm going to bring in a person that has done things in this company that like have not been seen. I have not seen this happen. No previous network marketing experience at all. Came in 8 months, platinum 5,000. Not just that, bro. Like this guy has popped so many platinum 1,000s. They say you need to pop what? 10 platinum 1,000s to go chairman 10. More than 18. More than 18 platinum 1,000s popped, developed. That's not normal, guys. And you know what the crazy thing is? He's not just a duplication king. He didn't just pop a platinum 5,000 himself, but he leads with so much love. Like this guy, his team would die for him because they know that he would die for them. If you know who I'm talking about, start dropping an IBM in that chat. Start dropping an I see the IBM. I know who's on IBM because they're pumping right now. Like, guys, this gentleman is honestly the true definition of a leader. I can say I've learned from him so much. And it's just like an honor to run a training with him because I was stuck at my position for so long. And then he came in, I was like, boop, platinum 5,000, made it look like it was just a Saturday night. And I was so inspired. And I know he didn't just inspire me. He inspired so many people on this call. So if Jared Austin has ever added value to you, has ever, made you smile, given you a nugget, if you were on last night's training, you better blow that shot with an IBM. And I'm going to leave you guys with the one and only Mr. Jared Austin.
Wow. What is going on, family? What is up? Wow. I don't even know how to follow that up. Love you too, bro. I'm like speechless right now, man. If y'all took notes, drop a 777 in the chat. Drop a 777 to show love and to show some appreciation for all of that. I'm filling up my notebook over here, man. Too much value. I just want to start off by giving credit back to our CEO. That was absolutely phenomenal. I actually had somebody on her team text me when she was actually training and say that she was the value queen, right? And I was like, wow, like it's so true. Like I'm literally sitting over here just absorbing everything that she was saying, and it was super, super powerful. I want to have like a little, like kind of like a neat twist to this call that we have going on. It's called the accountability call. So like that's actually what I want to talk about. 100% is accountability. And we've been actually diving a lot through Think and Grow Rich. And the first thing, I'm actually going to read this straight out of the book. It's from page 82 in the version that I have. It's from the chapter called Organized Planning. And it's why accountability is important. And I want you guys to understand this. It says, no individual has sufficient experience, education, native ability, and knowledge to ensure that accumulation of a great fortune without the cooperation of other people. Without the cooperation of other people. It literally says in this book that if you try to do it yourself, you're not going to make it. Okay? If you try to do it yourself, you're not going to make it. And that's why accountability is so important. It comes directly in relation to ego, right? If you think you can do this on your own and that you don't need somebody holding you accountable, you don't need a coach, you don't need a mentor, you don't need to be accountable with your team, that's having ego. It's literally, it's all in this book. I dove through this whole chapter. There's a part in organized planning that's also the 31 major causes of failure. And one of them is egotism and vanity. All right. In the 31 major causes of failure, I'm telling you right now, this guy, if you guys don't know this book, Napoleon Hill studied the most successful people on the planet. The most successful people on the planet. And in the chapter Organized Planning, he lists out the 31 major causes. Egotism and vanity. I want you guys to see where this is going, right? I actually looked this up, and I looked up the definition of what accountability is. And I want you guys to understand this. Merriam-Webster. It's so crazy. The correlation between Merriam-Webster and Think and Grow Rich says Webster defines accountability as the quality or state of being accountable. But this is the part that really got me. An obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for one's actions. I'm going to repeat that. It is the obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for one action or for one's actions. And number 10 in the major attributes of leadership from Think and Grow Rich is willingness, and I quote, willingness to assume full responsibility. It's almost picture perfect, the exact same definition as accountability. Willingness to assume full responsibility. It says the successful leader must be willing to assume responsibility for the mistakes and shortcomings of his followers. All right, if he tries to shift this responsibility, he will not remain a leader. If he tries to shift it, if he pushes blame. How many times have you seen in an organization where people are playing the blame game? It's like, yo, bro, that could never be my fault. Oh, that was definitely on him, man. You're not a leader if you're shifting responsibility off of yourself. It says if one of your followers makes a mistake and shows himself incompetent, it's the leader who's actually the failure. It's the leader who's the failure, not the follower. All right? There's some noise going off, but cool. I hope you guys are getting value from this and you guys see where I'm going with this, how all this is kind of tying in together and making sense, family. All right? I actually went into this, and this is another thing that's so important. It's like, yo, I want you guys to understand. We've heard the ego trading 1,000,001 times. It's also EGO, etching God out, but it's actually in direct correlation to accountability, because if you have an ego, you don't think that you need somebody to keep you in check. You don't think that you need somebody to hold you accountable. If you have an ego, you're going to feel attacked when somebody's holding you accountable. You're going to feel attacked. You're going to feel like that person is coming at you. Newsflash, ego issues, right? That's like the most prominent sign. Feeling on guard, feeling defensive, feeling like I was listening to this audio and I've actually studied it. I've been studying it for almost a year now. His name is Ed Milet. He's a 50 under 50, which means he made 50 million before he turned 50 years old. And I follow people who have what I want. I want you guys to understand this, and this is why I take this so seriously. And one of the things that he said in this audio about ego was that if you're always in a position where you need to prove yourself right, that's ego. If you can't shut up, that's ego. If you use your mouth more than you use your ears, Jonathan Lopez, bro, he dropped so much value on the call last night. Jonathan Lopez said that if you're using them out of proportion to how many ears and mouths you have on your face, then you're doing it wrong. That's ego. Okay? And you can never be held accountable if you have one. Never. You're never going to be held accountable. All right? This is a self-analysis. This is literally straight from the book. Like, I got so much value from this chapter, and it's so crazy because they say that, because I've read this book multiple times, I've done the audio, everything, and I never really picked up value from this chapter at all. It was really more so focused on, imagination, the ones, the usual ones, desire, and they say that when you become a different person, when you become a different person, you see things from a different lens, from a different perspective. And the more I've been open and susceptible to people holding me accountable, I feel like it is the biggest contributor as to why I got so much value from this chapter, right? And I'm just going to drop some of these for you guys. And it talks about this is all self-accountability, all right? And I want you guys to listen to this super, super closely. The number one for the self-analysis, for your personal inventory, is have I attained the goal which I established as my objective for this year? Have you attained it? If not, you have not had any accountability. You've had no self-accountability, and odds are your ego's probably too high to even be held accountable by somebody else. What was your quarter one goal? Did you even set one, right? And these are important things. Like, I'm not coming at anybody on this call. This is stuff that I got to work on too. I didn't hit where I wanted to go. All right, in quarter one. So I want you guys to self-reflect and self-diagnose. Like, yo, did you guys actually do what you say you were going to do in quarter one? And if not, it's okay. Let's get it done in this quarter. Okay, we have 4 quarters in the year for a reason, right? You know, I was listening to, I like to study successful people, right? And I was a Jets fan my whole life, but I like to listen to Tom Brady. And you guys remember that Super Bowl where he came back and he was down like 3 touchdowns in like the third or fourth quarter. They beat the Falcons. It was like a couple years ago. And it's like, they were getting blown out in the first quarter. And I want you guys to understand that it's okay, because champions don't get defeated in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? The Tom Brady was one of the best to ever do it. And I say that because, I mean, I don't even root for him. I don't even root for people like that. I don't even really watch sports anymore, but it's like, you got to be able to accept that you can literally learn from anybody in any industry. That's another thing too, is that, and it all ties into ego too. And I'm recalling this audio in my brain, and it's like, yo, like, if you can't take nuggets, if you can't take value from anybody who's successful, and you think that you only need to be getting value from people like specific to your industry, that's another issue that you have. I mean, I study successful people all the time. I study people like Kobe, like Michael Jordan. I was big into sports, and I learned so much just on leadership and just on holding myself to my own standard from people like that. You know, and I'm going to keep going into this self-analysis here. Another one that I thought was so valuable was, it says, have I delivered service in the greatest possible quantity of which I was capable? Have you delivered as much service? We are in a service industry. We're in the industry of providing value and giving service. Okay. Have you done as much service as you said you were going to do this year? This one was amazing too. Has the spirit of my conduct been harmonious and cooperative at all times? All right. Have I permitted the habit of procrastination? Right. Rocio was talking about procrastination. I wrote it down in my notes. It's the opposite of decision making. Procrastinating and deciding are opposites. Have you permitted the habit of procrastination to decrease your efficiency? And if so, to what extent? All right. Have you reached decisions promptly? Right. It's so crazy how all this ties together. This is about accountability. Have you reached decisions promptly and definitely on all occasions? Notice all occasions. I'm so big on the verbiage and on the words that he uses. He says all occasions. He doesn't say sometimes. He doesn't say part times. He says all occasions. How you do anything in your whole life is going to be how you do every single thing in your whole life. So if you let one thing go, you're going to eventually let all things go. Have you dissipated any of your energy through lack of concentration of effort, right? In what way have you improved? All of this was about service. It's so crazy. In what way have I improved my ability to render service, right? Have I expressed, either openly or secretly, any form of egotism? In what ways have I rendered more service and better service than what I was even paid to render? In what ways have you rendered more service and provided better service than we were even paid to render? And this is all straight from the book. And all of these were self-accountability. It's part of a checklist that he gives in this book. And I want you guys to understand something. You know, we were actually having this conversation the other day, and the reason why that last one that I said was so important to me is it's like, you're never going to move up in this business unless you give more than what you're getting. You're never going to. You're never going to. And she was talking about how her mom was saying, like, yo, like, you're making $1,000 a month in a year. Well, yeah, the reason why is because in this business, like, it takes an exemplary amount of giving way more to get way more, you know? And it's okay to be in that position. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I was working and I still do, like I'm making way more than what I make right now, you know? And some people would think it's crazy that I'm doing 14, 16 hour days with my team, you know, and making platinum 5,000 money. And it's like, yo, it's not about that. It's about giving more than what I'm receiving. And like, yo, you can't move into the next level until you're overflowing from the one that you're currently on right now. I want you guys to think about that. If you're not even currently filling up the space of the rank that you're at, you can never even expand into what's next. Am I making sense? Like, think about like a volcano erupting or something like that. It's because there's so much stuff in it that it's actually expanding out of it, and it's elevating upwards. Okay, it's just like this business. You know, you're going to be doing way more. You're going to be working, and you're going to be working, and you're going to be working, and then you're going to spend all of the residual that you make just to get your team to a destination event. And then you're going to work more, and you're going to work more, and you work more, and you're going to be like, "Fuck, bro! Like, what is going on? My trade just hit stop loss. I just put my whole residual in my trading account, and I blew it." And then you're going to keep working, and then you're going to keep working, and you're going to keep working, and then you're going to be platinum 1,000, and it's going to be like, "Oh my God, bro! I've done all of this, and I'm only making $1,000 a month. I'm only making $1,000 a month." And then it's going to be like, "Oh, bro, your rent's due in 2 weeks, and you don't even have enough to cover bills because you quit your job to do this." And you're like, "Fuck, man, I don't know if I'm even going to be able to pay rent." So you're going to work harder, and you're going to work harder, and you're going to work harder, and you're going to work harder. And it might suck, but I'm telling you right now, you're going to get to a point where you do so much work that it's physically impossible for you to even stay at the same level. And you're going to be compensated. Law of compensation. You're going to be actually compensated for the value and all the blood and all the sweat and all the tears that you're providing to your organization. And then that breakthrough is going to happen. That breakthrough is going to be happening. You're going to be P2,000. You're going to be P5,000. You're going to be a profitable trader. You're going to make a $1,000 withdrawal. You're going to make I'm telling you right now, like, I've seen this happen time and time and time again, where you're over providing value for so long, so hard, to the point where you're about to break. But I'm telling you right now, what separates champions from people who don't make it is that they allow that breakdown, what it seems like, when they're not filling up the space, where they feel small, where they feel insignificant, to be their biggest breakthrough. To be their biggest breakthrough. All right. I think that is the time that we have. I think that's the time that we have, family. So I'm super, super grateful to be here. You know, and this is kind of really how I want to end this call. I just want to show love to each and every single one of you who tuned into this. I hope you guys got some value from this. I see the chat blowing up. Hold up one sec. I see the chat blowing up. I'm just going to make sure that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Speak it. Underpaid. I appreciate you. Oh, man. Y'all are blowing this chat up, man. I really do appreciate you guys so much. And I'm telling you guys right now, find somebody to hold you accountable, family. All right, find somebody to hold you accountable. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to see not only just massive levels of elevation in you, but you're going to have a refined appreciation for giving service, you know, for giving service and for helping. You know, they don't even need to necessarily benefit you, you know. Like, our accountability, the accountability that we have is not monetary. It doesn't pay me a single cent, but it fills me up because I'm able to provide, you know, and it's vice versa, you know. That type of rock that is conducive of elevation. Yeah, bless you guys, family, for sure. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Like I said, text 3 people right now that you appreciate them. You know, text 3 people like, "Yo, bro." Not even people that you normally text people that you don't even have a good relationship with, and be like, "Yo, I know I haven't talked to you in forever, but I just want to send you some love today, because I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to get compensated for giving that good out into the world, family." So with that being said, that is it for the accountability call. I will be talking to each and every single one of you soon, and I'm logging out for today. Bless you guys.